Let's talk Black Friday deals today. Every year I try to get my Black Friday video up a little bit early because I think it's helpful to kind of plan out where you may or may not be shopping. But every year these sales are starting earlier and earlier. We've been seeing like pre-Black Friday sales all the way back into like October. But today I'm going to share the list I've been compiling of some upcoming Black Friday sales, some that have already started, some that are starting later. Like I said though, I'm trying to get this video up a bit early, so there will be more that will be announced in the meantime. So as some are announced, if they're not in this video, I'm going to keep you updated on my community tab with all the best deals. Okay, let's jump in. Okay, so for a lot of these that maybe were not announced yet, I was trying to pull some strings for you guys, okay? I was reaching out to all my contacts at these brands. I was like, what can you tell me that I can share early? And I want to start off with the Black Friday deal that I think is one of the best. Like, most of the numbers we're seeing for Black Friday discounts are around 20 to 25%, which let's just say is already equivalent, if not better, than the Sephora discount, okay? But, from the VIP sale, you know what I'm talking about. But the brand that is killing it with their Black Friday offerings this year is Sigma. I was shocked. I had to reread this email. Like when I reached out, I was like, hey, can you tell me the deals early? When she sent it back, I was like, is this a typo? Because they're doing 40% off site-wide plus, wait for it, plus you can stack affiliate codes on top of that. So I'm a Sigma affiliate. You can use my code. It doesn't have to be my code. Use anybody's code. It doesn't matter. Just use a code. Get the 10% on top of the 40%. So my code is KELLYG if you want the extra discount, but the 40% off site-wide has already started. When this video goes up, it starts on November 13th and it's gonna run until November 28th. So there are going to be huge discounts at Sigma. From the 13th through the 26th, they're offering free shipping within the US. And then on the 27th and 28th, they're going to be offering free worldwide shipping. They're also doing a bunch of exclusive bundles. I tried to pick out some of my tip-top favorites from these brands for this video if you wanted any recommendations, but I feel like a lot of these, you hear me talk about a lot. Obviously, Sigma brushes I've been using and raving about for years. I recommend so many of their brushes, but for me, where Sigma stands out is their eyeshadow formula. They have one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. These are phenomenal. Maybe my top recommendation, you know how much I love the Ambiance palette. This is a gorgeous, very bronzy, orangey neutral palette. One of my favorites for years has obviously been the Enchanted palette. They also have an Enchanted mini palette. I'm also a huge fan of Untamed. Like, they just have a fantastic eyeshadow formula. And if you've been wanting to grab any Sigma palettes, this is the time to do it. Like 40% is huge. Like even a lot of these other brands that are offering like up to 25%, I'm like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But 40, holy cow. So I am going to include timestamps in this video in case you want to bop around to different brands that you're most interested in. But let's talk about the Inkey List. The Inkey List is already a very inexpensive skincare brand. From now until November 23rd, they're offering 25% off. And then from November 3rd to the 28th, they'll be offering 25% off plus free shipping. So I love their sunscreen. I've raved about this quite a bit. Was this in my favorites of the year last year? No, it hadn't. No, it's newer. I don't think it had launched last year, but this is their polyglutamic acid dewy sunscreen. Don't let the name dewy scare you away because it's actually not dewy. I would say it has a really nice, like, natural matte finish to it. Gorgeous sunscreen. I just got their hyaluronic acid serum. I haven't tried this one yet, but I've heard great things. Love the Inkey List. For all the sales I'll be talking about, I'll have a link to the website in the description box with some more information. Those will be affiliated links, so if you choose to shop through them, that does support my channel, so thank you so much if you are choosing to use them. But the next skincare brand I want to mention is a huge favorite for a lot of people, but I don't think I've tried anything from this brand, now that I think about it. Is that right? The brand is Paula's Choice, because they're going to be offering 20% off site-wide from the 23rd until the 27th. So again, a pretty good discount, equivalent to the highest discount you could have gotten in the Sephora VIP sale. So I know a lot of people were kind of skipping that sale and waiting to see what we were going to be getting on Black Friday because some of these brands offer better deals. So Paula's Choice is going to be giving us 20% off. Also in the skincare realm, Murad is offering 30% off from the 15th through the 27th. I love their sunscreen. I haven't tried everything from Murad, but the things I've tried, I have really enjoyed. One that I think people will be really pumped about is Kosas. They're going to be offering us 25% off site-wide from the 17th until the 27th. My top recommendation for Kosas is always the Cloud Set powder. This is a gorgeous, very natural baked powder. I have mine in the shade Breezy. If you're around my skin tone, this is a wonderful option, but it is rather translucent, so I still find it's pretty adaptable. I actually think I'm gonna hit pan on this soon. Like, it's kind of hard to see on camera because it's like a dome shape, but there's the biggest dip into the dome. This is a very lightweight, very blurring, smoothing powder. Such a good formula. There's a reason it has been hyped up for years now. This is definitely my top recommendation if you're shopping from Kosas. Supergoop, we're gonna be getting 20% off site-wide from the 21st until the 27th. The Play was my favorite for years. I don't use that as much these days, but I've gone through multiple of like the big tub of that. Well, not tub, but like the huge squeeze tube. I also, of course, love the Unseen sunscreen for a more like smoothing texture. This one also doesn't have any cast to it. And then the Glow Screen, I love that one. I know the e.l.f. new version or like the e.l.f. dupe of it is incredibly similar, but I still do love the Kosas one. So if you're a fan of the Glow Screen, this is a good time to get it for 20% off. Now, what I found about the Charlotte Tilbury sale was a little bit vague, but I figured, let's include it. Let's walk through it while we're going through the sales. They are offering up to 30% off. So what that's going to include, we're going to wait and see, but that's going to be taking place from the 16th until the 27th. In general, they typically do some pretty good deals for Black Friday, not like the best sales, but I would say it is a great time to stock up or make some purchases if you've had Charlotte Tilbury on your list. I was trying to think what's like my number one recommendation from the brand. I still think years later, it's probably their blush wands. I think these are beautiful. I have Pinkgasm, but I have a video from about a year ago where I go all through Charlotte Tilbury, all the products I've tried, tell you my favorites, which ones are worth it, which ones are not, plus a ton of dupes. So I figured that would be helpful. I'm gonna have it in the description box if you wanna check that one out. But Ilia has a pretty good Black Friday sale. They're gonna be offering 20% off site-wide from the 21st until the 27th. Now, Ilia is already quite a bit of a higher price point brand, so I do think this is a good time to snag it at a bit of a discount. My recommendation from Ilia is gonna be the True Skin Foundation. This is such a beautiful finish, though I will say, if you have dry skin to the point that you have flaking or peeling, this won't be for you because when my skin's been in that mode, this really won't lay well over it. But I would say dry skin minus those factors or other skin types would probably really enjoy this. It's a very dewy but not too like sweaty, oily, glowy looking dewy, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful finish, looks incredibly natural on the skin, nice like light medium coverage level. I have mine in the shade SF 1.5, which is a pretty spot on shade match for me. I really do enjoy this foundation. I wear it pretty often. Now, Saie is going to be offering 25% off site-wide from the 23rd until the 28th. And I do enjoy their blushes. I have quite a few products from Saie that I like, but I was trying to think, let me grab this. I was trying to think what's my tip-top recommendation. I didn't want to share like too many recommendations for all of these retailers or all these brands, but for Saie, I was like, you know what? It's probably the bronzer. I've been using this quite a bit recently. Like you can even see the dip here. This is their Sun Melt Bronzer in the shade Light Bronze. I will say if you have very fair skin, the shade Light Bronze is the lightest one. No, wait, I forgot. They actually launched more shades. So now they do have a shade lighter than this. So for reference, if you are around my skin tone, I would probably direct you to the shade even lighter than this because you can see this a little bit dark for me. That being said, it sheers out beautifully. I don't run into any issues with it, even though it is a bit deeper than a lot of other bronzers that I would typically gravitate to for my skin tone, but this is a really nice, very easy to use formula. It's dewy on the skin without being sticky, but I also find that it blends out well. It wears well. I don't think it has the best longevity out of any cream bronzer that I have, but I do think it's a very nice formula. This is a great time to snag it at a bit of a discount. Now, Space NK is not somewhere that I normally do a lot of shopping at, but for Black Friday, they are offering 25% off from the 21st until the 27th. And they carry a lot of brands. Like Hourglass, okay, Drunk Elephant, they have a lot of big brands on Space NK. Kopari is doing 30% off site-wide from the 21st until the 27th. My top recommendation from Kopari is definitely the Body Bumps Be Gone. This is great if you have KP or just different bumps on your body, or you want to like smooth things out. This has AHA and physical exfoliating, little like sandy, gritty texture pieces as well. It leaves your skin like baby smooth. Now, Versed is doing 20 to 50% off site-wide from the 20th until the 28th. I've tried a few things from Versed. I can't say I have like a favorite that's really standing out to me, but I know a lot of people love that brand and they're already pretty inexpensive. So to get a discount on top of that is incredible. Ulta has had different pre-Black Friday sales going up like the last couple of weeks, like a different category each time. And currently running from now until the 18th is their fragrance sale. They're offering up to 30% off select fragrances, and we know perfume is expensive, so to get 30% off that is incredible. But the actual like Black Friday deals for Ulta will start on the 18th. Now these tend to be like huge discounts, like 40% off different palettes. A ton of sales are going to be starting on that day. Editing Kelly popping in to share a few more sales that came through after I filmed this that I wanted to make sure I included, starting with Tower 28. They're going to be offering 20% off site-wide from the 20th through the 27th. And then orders of $50 or more will actually get 28% off. Get it? Like Tower 28. And then orders over $100 will be getting a full size of their viral Make Waves mascara, which I do really like. My Tower 28 recommendations would be the cream blushes if you're into a really emollient, dewy formula. I also think their lip glosses are great. And they're already pretty inexpensive even before the discount, so I love to see that. Persona has a really good Black Friday deal. They're offering 30% off site-wide from the 23rd until the 27th. My top recommendation is always going to be the blushes. You know I talk about these all the time. The powder blushes are phenomenal, but I also think Persona has one of the best eyeshadow formulas, so I would highly recommend checking out the Identity palette if you've had your eyes on that one. And DermaE is also going to be offering 30% off. They said site-wide for Black Friday, so I'm assuming that just means on the actual day. They have a lot of great products at already a really affordable price point. And I forgot to mention The Ordinary earlier in the video, so let's pop them in now. They've actually been offering their Black Friday deal the entire month. So they've done this the last couple years and they call it Slowvember, where instead of offering a Black Friday deal on the actual day, they offer you the discount the entire month long. So they're offering 23% off every day throughout the month except for Black Friday. So if you want to get anything from The Ordinary, this is a great time to grab it, especially because even in the Sephora VIB sale that just happened, The Ordinary is normally excluded from that. So this is really one of the only times to get discounted products from The Ordinary. I have so many favorites, like it's hard to choose just one. They've been a huge favorite brand for me for years now. Their hyaluronic acid is great. Their niacinamide. I like their moisturizer for a nice gentle option. I've been loving their cleanser lately as well. Also, their new pink barrier serum is fantastic. I feel like it's been getting so much buzz, but it's a really great formula. So this is a wonderful time to check out The Ordinary. That's what we know right now, but I plan to keep you super updated over on my community tab throughout the next couple of weeks as more sales are announced. I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.